Jim Edmonds. And that is called a strike, and Edmonds cannot believe it.
I don't know about that one. That was Edmonds' body that spun around.
I believe has been thrown out of the game. Unbelievable.
Third base coach Jose Akendo, bench coach Joe Patini out quickly to keep Edmonds away from Phil Cuzzi here. I don't think there's any way you can confuse that for a strike, as hard as Brad Ausmus tried to frame it. But the reality of the situation is, as a hitter, you're not allowed to argue balls and strikes. You can ask, is that as far as you're going?
Well, he dropped one of the magic words. You could read his lips on Phil Cuzzi.
Well, Edmonds was called out on strikes back in the 6th inning on borderline.
How about that? So it ends up working out after all for the Astros, and Tony La Russa is livid with home plate umpire Phil Cuzzi.
Well, Tony doesn't have a great angle on this pitch. That ball's definitely inside, but Tony can't see that from where he is, and now he's coming out.
I'm pretty sure Tony's already been ejected from this ball game. He's going to go out there now and really let Phil Cuzzi have it.
And really, it's not as much that pitch as it is this whole inning. La Russa's not been happy with enough. And that's a good move there by Cuzzi to just continue to get away.
Obviously, Tony's biggest problem is, hey, right now, my problem isn't with you. Let me talk to the guy I have a problem with.
Tony needs to work on a spin move to get around the big guy. I really agree. I don't think it's so much the ball 4 pitch to Lance Berkman. It's been pitches throughout the course of this ball game that they felt swung.
Now the runner takes off. It's a check swing. The throw. Got him. They appeal down to first. Double play. Has been tossed, and here comes Cox. It was Bobby Cox who threw the helmet out there.
Yep. And I think Joe West, when he looked over there, saw Lonnie Smith standing up. And we don't know yet whether he picked out Bobby Cox or Lonnie Smith. Why would Joe West be looking at the dugout? Obviously, a helmet was thrown out there. But just allow the bat boy to pick up the helmet and bring it back.
And you could see Smith was on his way out first after the indication of an ejection. I think Lonnie might.
Down to second base, and the runner is...
He's safe. He never tagged him.
And now the little words there. Bates and Dunston, and both benches empty. Cubs from the third base side, Colorado the first base side. Dunston being pushed away, and he has just kind of shoved the umpire out there a bit.
And Wilkins throws to second. Now watch Bates and watch Dunston. Dunston tries to tag him.
Oh, you see Sean come in and just smack his helmet off. I think Sean took issue the way Bates came into second base. But I mean, the guy has to.
Bates tried to cut him at the knees. Hard to tell.
And by the way, Bates was called out by the second base umpire Charlie Relaford. And Sean screaming at somebody out on the field.
I think he's the only guy to scream at is Ron Hasse, and he's just standing there.
That gets away. Grissom headed for second. Got it.
It was a great play. Matter of fact, I don't even think it was close. Looked like a high tag, and it looked like his foot was on the bag. Trying to be restrained there by first base umpire Jim Edmonds. Pat Corrales, the first base coach. Straight in slide. Unless he tagged him in his left arm. The last manager that I can remember that was run from a World Series game was Whitey Herzog back in 1985.
Because he wanted to use his curveball. Here's a drive to right field. Sean Green going back at the track, at the wall, gone. And all of a sudden it's a 4-2 ball game. That's number 16 for Boone. He has 56 RBIs. And that opposite field blast cuts the Dodger lead in half. And a pitch hit him. And Gagne's been thrown out of the game by the plate umpire, Dan Azonia. He charges down. Kruder trying to keep Gagne from getting suspended. Tracy's out there, and Gagne just can't believe that the umpire who's been in the minor leagues the last 10 years would kick him out. Azonia, though, as soon as Gagne hit Dunn, one pitch after Boone's home run, kicked the Dodger closer out of the game. We have never seen Eric Gagne that mad. Now Tracy is talking to the young umpire. And now Tracy's been kicked out of the game. So the Dodgers came into the 9th inning. Tracy's view is this. First of all, the young umpire did not warn Gagne. Secondly, even though Dunn got hit by the pitch and hit on the right arm, the Dodgers have a 2-run lead in the ballgame. So why in the world would Eric Gagne be?
And the pitch to, whoa, man, that's behind his head. And Scott Service is not even a little bit happy about that. And who can blame him? You got a guy out there leading 10-0. Service says, hey, he threw that behind my head. And I think the way Charlie Manuel's acting, the plate umpire may have thrown him out of the game. Meaning Cologne. Because there's a major rhubarb going on.
Oh, Strawberry can't believe it, and neither can I. Darrell's 6'6", and his knees are a long way off the ground. Tata doesn't like him arguing, and he's out of the game.
How about Tata? He just followed Strawberry. You talk about baiting him to argue with him.
Davy's really letting him have it now. 1 out. Carter still at first base. And now Terry Tata waiting for Davy to leave, as he has been ejected from the game, but he's not leaving without a few
Strike 3 call, delayed strike call by Joe West, and Andre Dawson is upset. Dawson really going after Joe West. And Dawson's out of the game. And now Dawson going after West. I believe he bumped him. Dawson fires his helmet down, fires his bat down. Boy, is he.
Check swing. Did he go? Well, thought that Bob Davidson was going to appeal. He made the call himself, and Morneau's retired.
Yeah, I think Bob Davidson, I don't think Kelly Shopping caught that on the air, but I think he's called saying that Justin. I thought that ball hit the ground. The only thing I thought he said that Justin went, whether it hit the dirt or not.
Well, a foul, and they're going to bring him back and let him continue the at bat.
And here comes manager.
Get the ball, seeing if the bat, the end of the bat makes contact with the ball, it can actually scuff the ball, right?
Well, more on the dirt, I think, more than the bat. I mean, I've had many balls come back at me, you know, after a guy hits a ball, and I don't see a scuff.
And Bob Davidson had had enough.
Now Davidson's giving it back to him.
Jaw to jaw.